What's going on, everybody? The stream has begun. Welcome to Super Late at 368. I'm one of your hosts, Gabe Olivero, and with me is...
Hello. I'm also your host. Welcome, everybody. It feels good to be back.
What's your name? You didn't even say your name.
Sorry. It was in the intro. I figured everyone would know it already. Hi, I'm Bijan Steven.
There you
Welcome. This is Super Late at 368.
Bijan, what is Super Late at 368?
Super Late at 368. It's like the banana in a banana sundae on a nice day at the beach. You're sitting there, the waves are rolling in, the sun is beating down, and you're just watching the ice cream melt and just enjoying your life. That's what Super Late is to me. What about you, Gabe?
That's very beautiful, very metaphorical. I mean, I think it's just a couple of cool cats, talking about what's happening, primarily in gaming because we're nerds, and then little occasional dashes to other things. Like, I mean, we have some show notes here, right?
We actually do, yeah. We prepared this time.
Very exclusive. Look at this right here. This is very professionally made. I did it myself with a Sharpie marker.
Can you believe? Look at him. Look at the man is multi-talented.
I know, look at that. So we have on the list of show we're gonna get into. We have Pokemon donation stuff, some DIY Twitch stuff, some Valorant stuff, some Drake stuff, some Ninja stuff, and of course more stuff. So Bijan, why don't you take us off from the top?
Yeah,
the Valorant stuff. Let's talk numbers.
Let's start with some numbers. Exactly. Yeah. So Valorant is huge. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
But now you know it again. This month there were 128 million hours watched, which is kind of ridiculous. This is according to Esports Observer. Shouts to them. But like in the first month since its release, like it generated more hours watched than last year's smash hit, which was Apex Legends, or as I like to call it, Ape Legs, which generated what? 123 million Ape Legs. Gotta play Ape Legs. But it generated 123 million hours watched in its first month on Twitch. That's incredible. I don't know, Gabe. Have you been playing Valorant? What's it like? I just installed it, but I haven't touched it.
I mean, the easiest comparison is just it's CS:GO meets like an Overwatch kind of hybrid going on. Your abilities, it's just basic first-person shooter, highly dependent on aiming and just knowing how your abilities work and how to use them in regards to the space and game awareness. I mean, I've been playing it nonstop every day. It's crazy because we were speaking earlier off camera, and of course, you always save the good stuff for camera. We were saying how like when Apex came out last year, it had 120 plus million hours consumed, and I said, and a lot of that was kind of organic, and then you were like, well, no, I said that Valorant got that same thing, but it was more organic with Valorant, and you were like, organic.
Well, no, but I mean, I think it's interesting because like if you think about it the other way, Apex Legends came out to everybody at the same time, which is cool. Like Valorant did the opposite thing. They did the supreme drop of gaming and like only let a few creators hit the open beta or the closed beta rather. This is an open beta. Valorant is a closed beta. But and I guess it's funny because we'll never sort of know. I think Valorant would have hit those numbers anyway because I don't know, people are looking for something new. Like I don't know if you saw the Cypher PK video that came out this week about how he was saying Fortnite is just not fun anymore. For a variety of reasons, like on the competitive side and the pub side. And I sort of believe him. His argument was basically like, Epic has been doing a lot for competitive stuff. It's like but they're half-assing it. Like they'll keep in they'll take out the chopper, which doesn't really affect the meta, but like make a bunch of patch changes or changes in a patch that affect gameplay, which sucks. And then on the pub side, it's like the ranking system is great. You're matched up with people who are at your skill level, but it turns all games into like sweat fests, which isn't really fun when you're just trying to hang out or like create content in his case. So I don't know. I think that people were ready for something new. Also, Warzone is happening, I guess.
I mean, Warzone is great. I mean, Warzone is a ton of fun. I think like when people are saying that Fortnite isn't fun anymore, I don't think Fortnite was ever fun. I don't think anybody really thought Fortnite was fun. I think
Fortnite was fun, dude. It was goofy as shit. Did you play it in the beginning when it was just
season 0? I actually paid for Fortnite when it was $30. I had that.
My God.
And that was fun when like people only built like one ramp and a wall and that's it.
Yeah.
And then fast forward a month, then the 15-year-olds got on it because now it was free. Mommy's credit card. And most people who are Fortnite pros will not, they're just being Fortnite pros because of the opportunity that's available in Fortnite, because at the time, biggest game in the world, probably still definitely is like top 3. A lot of money's popping his beer right now. He's that Crap-A-Coma for the working man.
The working man, cheers.
The working man. And they were doing it because that was the best way for them to grow their band, which is good for their business. And now you have a game, Valorant, which is made by one of the most beloved companies in the world, Riot Games. They haven't really made that many. Now they are Riot Games. Before they were just Riot Game. And now exactly, we're just Riot Games. So now they have a game where you have that company that really loves their game and pours a lot into their community, who's going to give to the creators. Like perfect example, anybody prior to this past week, which we'll get into in a second, had those Twitch drops enabled, right? So you were getting a boom. Like people wouldn't have high numbers like for a while. Like Myth would average around like 9K around there, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
He had a stream like in the midnight hours just because less people on. Now he's getting 90K, 80K, 100K because of those Twitch drop enables, and which is also crazy because with the Twitch drops, going that whole Supreme approach. This week now, everybody who streams Valorant gets Twitch drops enabled. And if you don't know what Twitch drops are, essentially you can watch me or Bijan if we were playing Valorant.
If we had drops enabled.
If we had drops enabled, we have to set it up ourselves.
Yeah.
You can earn an access to Valorant just by watching. It's random though, like it's not a guarantee. They take a pool of people and then whatever weird AI stuff. Go ahead, Bijan. You're gonna say something?
No. It's just a source tells me that the Riot PR department doesn't sleep anymore.
Really? So, it's just up all day, huh?
Yeah, they're cranking because I think they're the ones distributing the codes for the most part. Yeah. So they're cranking. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think actually I've seen a lot of Fortnite players switch over, like Fortnite streamers rather switch over. I saw Cypher PK, the guy who said Fortnite sucks now, switched like when Valorant came out. He was actually, so Tim the Tatman is who Riot picked to debut the game on Twitch. But and there was a certain embargo time or whatever. Cypher and Ninja were streaming it like 10 minutes beforehand, and I thought that was so funny. Because Ninja's like, nah, Mixer, man, no rules. Wait, just right. We'll get to him later.
We'll get to him later. I mean, you're already bringing him up. We might as well just get into that a little bit. No, you want to save
more numbers? More numbers.
Okay, more numbers. Give us more numbers, Bijan.
Okay, I got numbers. I'm going to declare myself the numbers guy, but of this show, I'm not really a numbers guy in real life. But yeah, next up is donations. So everybody knows that people are watching more Twitch and Mixer and streaming than ever. Yeah. What everybody doesn't know, well, everybody also knows this. A lot of people have lost their jobs. It's like 22 million in the last month because of the coronavirus, which is insane. That's bigger than like any other time in American history. This is huge. Yeah. And so what's happened is streamers are seeing like a small or large boost in their audiences, but there's not as much money coming in. And so I think the best example of that this week was Pokimane. So a fan of hers donated $2 and was like, hey, can you refund my earlier donations? I lost my job because I'm a restaurant worker. And she was like, I can't tell if you're joking, but if you can, like, send me a refund request and I'll do it. But I think the larger thing is like, it sort of underscores that we're in sort of a brave new world of streaming, right? Like people like streaming is becoming totally mainstream. Like people like Pokimane, people like Myth, etc. Like these people are drawing these incredible audiences, and like they're now like now more people are watching them. More normies, more casuals like myself are watching them. But these casuals, these large audiences have less money in total to spend, which is, I think it's a huge bummer. And I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens if that keeps trending, because if the trend line goes that way, because bigger audiences not necessarily translating into money really upends the sort of streaming game as it currently stands, right?
I mean,
got any thoughts?
I mean, there's two approaches to that. First of all, we love Pokimane. We stand for Pokimane over here. On top of like what she said with the donation stuff, even when she was saying like, I hope you're kidding, when she then said, I'm going to go through PayPal for you to like request this thing, I still hope you're just kidding, which is just like, I mean, I don't know why you would think that someone would just say that out of the blue, like, I need this money. Please.
I mean, especially if it was $6 was the
it's just like, but in terms of the audience stuff, yes, donations were going to be down because people just have to be tight with their money. They have to be conservative. No one's dropping their stimulus check on a Twitch streamer. Maybe some people will.
Yeah, you don't know.
Some people will just drop the whole 1,200 easy. But like, there's other.
How many gifted? How many gifted is 1,200? How many gifted subs is that?
I don't know. It's like $5 a sub. I'm suck at math. Let's just say about an even 200, whatever.
It's like 700 subs? 70 subs.
70 subs.
700.
So,
because whatever, I don't want to think about
it. with the life incurrence, you do get an addition from the ads, right? So you're gonna get money off of ads, and then also at the end of the day, hey, it's better than nothing, right? I mean,
bro. I looked at my ad revenue on Twitch for the last month. $3.69. That was up from the month before, which was $1.21.
That's huge, bro. $3. You know what?
I know. Check out those gains, bro.
That's it. That's growth.
Growth.
Pure growth right into your pocket.
Right into
And
my
then
fucking
on
pocket.
top of while you increasing your brand, because now you have all this visibility, eventually and probably right now you'll have brands looking into working with you, which you can get brand deals, which will offset the donations. Like I think the donations are a big part of earning income as a streamer, but what's more important is like the brand deals you're able to get, because those can be valued at 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 100,000.
More than
You are. So like to get up and down about, especially when you're at, I'm not saying Pokemon's getting up and down about it, but I'm just using it as an example for this. For a content creator of Pokemon's level and status, I don't think that like a $6 donation really matters, because like you're making money. You're like, period. Like her YouTube channel, she's making money off of that. She's making money, whatever deal she has with the brand deals. She's good. But like, it's
and also off her Twitch deal, she got like, I think it was reported at like $5 million for 2 years.
Yeah, which is just like, what this is pro athlete level right now. This is
they should have paid her more though. She's worth more than that. Come on, we know that. We stand Pokey.
Yeah, true. That's true. We stand in line.
Because those other deals are worth so much more money. That's the other thing. It's like, it's a ton of money.
Yeah, but the thing is, like with the two people that she got, okay, so clearly the two biggest deals are Ninja and Shroud. I think with them two, they had significantly larger audiences than Pokey, which is why they got significantly more. Because Shroud, I mean, at Ninja's peak, he was getting around like 100,000, 80,000 people watching him. Shroud got around the same thing too. Pokey averages around I think like 20 or 30. And now she's getting a big boom because of course Valorant.
But also like, you know, more people are watching. But I mean, like 20 or 30 is still disrespect. And I know that he told me he made a life-changing amount of money. So I you know, it's like that's the difference.
If you had to guess how much disrespect made, how much?
I am not at liberty to say.
Oh my God, this guy has the leaks and he won't even share. We need this for the headlines.
Can't leak them.
We need this for the SEO, bro. What are you doing?
Can't leak them, bro. Can't leak them.
But
it was a lot of money. So
okay, I'm gonna assume it's like 15 million over like maybe 3. So anyway. Go ahead. So we got some other news going on, right?
We got some other news going on. I was gonna let you take this, please.
Okay, sure. I mean, you've been doing such a great job, you know. First, GDQ is hosting a coronavirus relief speedrun, and the cliff notes on this is the games are going to be featured in the speedrun. If you know what a speedrun is, you're just speed running through a game as fast as you possibly can. These are big for charity streams all the time. People love the speedrunning streams. I love them. I'm pretty sure Bijan loves them.
Oh, they're great.
So the games up for grabs are Halo Combat Evolved. Yes. We got Star Wars as the Old Republic. We got Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I wish it was Sonic Adventure 2, but it's not.
Yeah, that was great.
We got Beautiful Joe. We got Cuphead, Super Mario Sunshine, Resident Evil 7, Mega Man 9, Pokemon Sword, and more happening tomorrow. And it's going to go down at 12 p.m. Eastern over on the GDQ's channel.
And if you're not familiar with GDQ, you should follow them. They are so great. They're
give us the rundown. Give us the rundown, Bijan. What is GDQ?
Oh, okay. So it's games done quick. Basically, it's a speedrunning channel that donates all of the money they raise to charity. It's really, really wonderful. They have a lot of great hosts. They have a lot of great streamers. I don't know. I feel like I find people all the time through that, like people to follow on Twitch. Like the most recent was this person, Freya Spirit, who I really love. They stream. They're a Super Metroid speedrunner, and I think I don't know if they'll be in tomorrow's competition, but like watching them play Metroid is incredible because like speedruns are cool. They're doing it at the same time, and watching them do it is just like, oh wow, my brain is getting bigger. It's getting wrinkles. I can feel it.
You can feel the ridges forming.
I can they're just huge.
I think one of the best one I've seen from Games Done Quick for me was the people who are doing Super Mario 2 maker stages. They're doing speedruns of those stages. And like seeing how difficult like people can make a Mario stage is just like your brain has to be cracked for you to be able to just be like, all right, I'm gonna put this and this and this there. And that was super satisfying. Also seeing the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time speedruns, which is a game that is like full of glitches, right? So like people, the way speedruns work ideally in most cases is that people just exploit game mechanics to just speed through things for those watching at home, just to like get through a stage or beat a boss or skip an entire process. I mean, you can beat Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, I think, in 9 minutes based on glitches if you hit everything perfect, which is just like, what? You just did that entirely, which is huge game. But yeah, I mean, tomorrow's gonna be crazy. 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You should definitely check that out.
I'll be there. I'll be chilling in chat for sure.
He's gonna be chatting it up. Bijan's gonna be leading the herd. And next up, we have, which we were gonna have a guest on. You want to say this for later?
No. Well, yeah, we'll see. I'll shoot her some more texts.
Okay.
But we may or may not have a guest.
We may or may not have a guest. GTA.
Wait. Before we do this, how have you been?
I've been great. How are you? Just derailing the motion.
No, I feel like we're moving really fast. We got to slow down just a little bit here.
I mean, there's a lot of content we have to talk in. Maybe
I understand. I'm just saying, why don't we have some time for us? This is our show.
Bijan, what have you been doing in quarantine? Tell me right now. Besides doing that mustache, what have you been doing?
Yeah, you like it?
No,
like
I
it?
don't. It's just,
No.
it's
He
terrible.
loves it. I can hear it.
I want to shave that shit. It's a disrespect to my face.
You can't even touch me. You're in another whole fucking building. Anyway, no, I've been cooking, man. Have you been cooking?
Oh
Yeah.
I've been cooking.
It's been great.
What
I
have
don't
you
know. I feel. But I've been mostly just making all of the stuff in my fridge. I don't know if you've like gone on a grocery run and then like tried to like speed run your fridge, because like cooking for me now is speed running my fridge. Because I'm like, okay, what's gonna go bad? How can I put it in something that's gonna taste good or at least okay? And it's been fun. It feels like gaming, but like with my health, with my life. It's great.
Okay. So you've been
What
gaming.
about you?
You cooking stat? That's what you've been doing.
Mm-hmm. What about you? What have you been cooking?
Literally, right now I have no taste buds. You know, allergy season. My taste buds are nuked. My smell is nuked. It's disgusting. So I can't really appreciate flavor anymore. So I just throw things in a pot now, and whether it's just rice, beans, peppers, whatever, I just make that and I just eat it. Because at the end of the day, it's not gonna taste good to me. I have to put like mad salt and like intense spicy honey barbecue sauce to get any kind of taste. Like, and that's just like whatever. And if I have to live like this any longer, I'm out. Like, I'm done. I'm done with this world. Like, I can't imagine a world with no taste. But besides that, I mean, I've like, you know, you commented and joked about like, why did you paint, you know, this plywood and then write your name on it? I don't know, man. I just think
I don't know.
The wafer plywood is just like a little fun thing. Like, I like writing on things with permanent markers. It's just fun to me. Like, I don't know, some kid satisfaction, just like taking something that's not supposed to be writing, you know, whatever. It's like graffiti in a lot of different ways. Some real tactile feedback.
Some tactile shit. So you like the tactile shit?
Yeah, I've been thinking about. I saw the. Finally saw Bohemian Rhapsody last night. Movie about Queen.
How was that?
Oh, it was great. I fucking cried. I was like, oh my god. I was cute. Like, it was great. And I'm watching it. And I'm such an impressionable person. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get a guitar. I'm gonna play guitar. I was just sitting there like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna play that song. And I'm like, dude, no, you try this when you were 15. Don't do it again.
No, you should try it.
No,
get a guitar, man.
I have a guitar. I literally have an electric guitar under my bed.
There you go.
Maybe this will be the time I learn how to play guitar.
Look,
possibly. We don't know how long this is gonna last.
All I'm saying, and this is the last thing I'll say about this, I watched Whisper of the Heart, the Ghibli film. My God, I had some feelings, bro.
You had some feelings,
and then I
don't have feelings.
No, and then I played Country Roads Take Me Home for like an hour.
I think you said this last time.
I did, but I'm still thinking about it.
So literally you're doing nothing, because if you're repeating stuff from last week, then
do you know what day it is?
It is Thursday, April 16th.
You sure?
I'm positive, because we're live on Thursdays. All right. Let's move it on. All right, let's bring. So GTA 6 got confirmed this past weekend. If you don't know,
Shotsu Kotaku. For the scoop. For
the information. Bijan being a reporter, he likes to cite. I don't.
We gotta cite. This is how we'll be different than any of the other shows on Twitch. We cite our sources.
Thank you, Paul, for believing me. By the way, so GTA 6 got confirmed. Now the big issue here is that it took 7 years of development to get GTA 5. Oh no, actually more than that, I think. But it's been the real thing is that it's been 7 years since GTA 5 has come out, and it took us.
It really? Oof.
Yeah, and it took us about maybe 10 years to get GTA 5 to begin with. So the big worry is that they're just starting development on GTA 6, which is, I mean, everything's delayed now because of Corona. People can't work in the same studio. I mean, maybe it's not as complicated as we think. I think it's more complicated than we think. So them being able to develop this game, what usually takes them, you know, a better half of a decade to put together. Is this going to be a 15-year game? Is it even going to come out on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox? Is it going to come out on the PlayStation 6?
So my thought here is like, if it's been announced, even like partially, like even in a leak, it means there must have been a lot of work done on it already. That stuff doesn't usually start coming out until it's like, you know, even like a few years out, but still that's less than 7. I think I'm going to guess that it's less than 7. You can hit me up in 7 years and let me know if I was wrong.
I mean, if you still got that mustache, I'm probably not gonna hit you up in 7 years.
But why are you hating on my quarantine stash? This is how I'm coping, bro. I'm repeating myself because I don't know what day it is. I do know what day it is because it's Thursday. Thursday at 7 p.m.
Sure, not getting Alzheimer's. Oh my god. Well, here's the thing though, right? Because like in the past 2 years, it took them a long like the way Rockstar works in developing games is that they only focus on one game. They don't build multiple games at one time like a larger publisher developer.
Right.
So like when they were done with GTA 4, they went in and did GTA 5, and then doing GTA 5, they started Red Dead Redemption 2. They went all on Red Dead Redemption 2. So it's like for them, they go a very long process and like fleshing out what their story is going to be, who the actors they picked. They're very particular.
Well, they're all very good.
I mean, that's the thing. I haven't played a bad Rockstar game yet. I mean, some people may argue that.
Do we want to talk about the controls, or we're talking about everything but the controls? Right?
I mean, like I've never been a big guy about controls. Like I've never been bugged by any controls. I mean, like, people talked about The Witcher 3's controls being like wonky in combat, and I'm just like, I don't even notice that kind of stuff because I just get immersed in lore and story. So like to me, it's like I couldn't move like this in real life anyway. So it's just
all right. That's fair.
Actually, just make me get into it. Like my biggest thing is camera angles. That's about it. Like if you have like a wonky camera angle, it's like, okay, why did you let this happen? This is just dumb. Like in Final Fantasy VII Remake, there are some dumb camera angle mechanics that I was just like, huh? Like what? This game, how long you been developing this game? What the fuck? But we'll get into Final Fantasy VII later.
No, let's do it now.
Let's do it now. All right, finally, we get to the good stuff. All right, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I've been holding it back.
I played it this. Yo, dude, I haven't stayed up till 4 a.m. since I was 17 grinding Halo. Literally, I was up to 4 a.m. playing Final Fantasy the 7 Remake, and there's some things I didn't agree with, I didn't like, but overall, I'm like, okay, this is a beautiful rendition. It's an entire remake. They've added stuff into the game. It's not the same game, even though the big points are still there. The soundtrack, all the remixes of the battle theme are just amazing. There's like 40, 50 remixes of the battle theme alone, which is just like, oh, I just love this. The voice acting is great, minus Sephiroth. That is my biggest gripe with that fucking game. They literally, I don't understand why they switched. Originally, they had had Lance from NSYNC, and then they had, I forgot who else who voiced Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts. That voice actor was the shit. He added like layers and depth to Sephiroth, made him sound like a fucking man. This new guy, he sounds like a 16-year-old kid listens to freaking My Chemical Romance. I can't get behind this villain. Okay, I just can't.
Because he sounds like a boy. Because he
sounds like a boy. He doesn't sound like someone who's on a mission. It doesn't sound like someone's ready to destroy the world.
You don't think 16-year-old boys are trying to destroy the world, bro?
Fuck no. They're trying to build in Fortnite. That's what they're trying to do. But all in all, fucking amazing. I'm glad we got the game. Just mad. The game is about 40 hours if you don't know, and it plays through the entire Midgard arc. So you're not gonna get into like the second arc or third arc. I think you get up until you get Red, which is the dog. But besides that, I mean, some massive numbers were dropped this past week. Bijan, I believe you have those ready to go, Mr. Numbers guy.
Do I? What numbers? Hold on.
I mean, sold out millions, 200, 700 million. I mean, in general, there was a supply shortage from Square.
Of the physical copies of the game.
Yeah.
Supply chains are disrupted. Yeah. I don't know if that's numbers really, but I think
sold about. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. You got the number.
No, I don't know. I mean, I'm making up a number, but it's somewhere around 300,000. I think 700,000 was what I read. With copies sold in this last week alone, and I think that was just domestic sales. That wasn't like global sales, and that was in I think just in Japan alone. And this can be led because speaking about supply chain issues and everything, the Switch, for example, can't get it anywhere. Right? It's gone. It's like gone. I mean, I got. Hold on, I can't
pull it out?
Camera. Nah, I can't.
No, you can't pull it out. You can't pull it out.
That's not.
Forget what he said. Forget what
I said. But the Switch supply chain is dwindling. There's no access. People are going from Supreme now to scalping Nintendo Switches and dumbbells, which is like I looked on freaking eBay and I saw a pair of Power Block dumbbells for $1,500. I'm like, these are fucking dumbbells.
Did you think about it?
I thought about it, but I was just like, why would I do this? I'm like, I know I gotta get the gains in, but.
Hold on. Buy for the low, sell for the high. Those guys are doing it. They're doing it right.
Or remix it. Buy high, sell low. Disrupt the market.
Flood the market. Flood
the market. But yeah, everybody's turning to just like buying even physical copies, like you said, like Animal Crossing. Very hard to come by right now. Everybody's playing Animal Crossing in their spare time. That's everybody's fucking hobby right now.
Yep.
And it's $600. He looked up the parts list of what goes into a Nintendo Switch. And he built his own Switch for $200, which is about the price of a Nintendo Switch.
It is
slightly less. I think it's about the price of a Switch Lite. So the most expensive part of that was the logic board. It wasn't like everything else. It was just getting the thing that will let you play the fucking games.
Wait, hold on. Holly Peppermint has a question.
What's up, Holly?
But the question is, Can y'all master the turnip market on Animal Crossing?
Oh my God! Speaking of the turnip market,
do we have that video? Can we get that video up?
Zune. Oh, by the way, we have a producer.
We have a producer.
Ida, or better known as Zune Girl on Twitter. You may know on social media. She's the one operating the cameras. I really haven't been paying attention.
Please shout. Please give her some love.
Yes.
If you're watching this, if you're watching our open beta, there's a guy talking. You don't see his face. Yeah. All you see is Animal Crossing. And he's talking about how turnip prices change twice a day. And sometimes turnip prices are very high and sometimes they're very low. So some people who have very high turnip prices are hiring bouncers or playing bouncers themselves to keep, like, they're inviting people to their island because they have a monopoly.
There you go.
That's capitalism, baby. It's bad.
But here's the issue, though. You can say that, and it's called the stock market.
STALK. Thank you.
You can say that they're managing the supply chain and everything, but I mean, everybody has access to turnips. It's just varying prices of what your access to turnips.
That's true.
So it's crazy that people are going, like, Animal Crossing has become, I guess, the game everybody plays in their downtime when it comes to, like, I mean,
when they're not making sourdough, because everyone's fucking doing that too.
Exactly. That's the I think Zune made sourdough the other day. She sent us a video. It's like,
also sorry. Go ahead. Send us the name of your starter. If you're making sourdough, let us know.
Also,
what's the starter called?
Send us your friend codes so we can add you on Animal Crossing. And this is what we didn't get to be. So on top of having to have a bouncer to guard your island for the stock, to guard your turnip prices and everything and get a tip. Yeah. They're also there to ensure that people don't fuck up your island. Because when I'm going to somebody's island, I'm not just going there to just take some berries. I'm going there to put some fucking holes in shit. Like, I'll dig a hole. I'll put socks and bury them. I'll bury, like, twigs and stuff. When people go around like, I got a fossil. No, it's a twig. They're like, what the fuck?
That's fucked
I do
up.
that shit all the time. I love it.
That's awful.
No, it's great. It's like minor griefing. It's fantastic. It's like
it's the only kind of griefing you could do in Animal Crossing.
Exactly. I'm like, dude, just go in there and just put shit in people's holes, and that's it. It's done. So it's like they're also there to ensure that their island is not getting fucked up, because once you add somebody into your best friends list, they can just fuck with your entire island or wherever. They can do whatever they want. So that's the big issue. As we all know, people on the internet are looking for any excuse to fuck shit up.
Speaking of Ninja, didn't we have something? We had something about Ninja, right? He was talking about Mixer this week.
Yeah.
Wait. Can we see those show notes again? Can we just get that back on screen? I just want to get back on track because we deviated just a hair.
So we've talked so far about pokey stuff.
Do you have a Sharpie? Can you just cross through them?
Sharpie.
I just want to see it. Okay, we'll just cross through it live. Yep. So we got pokey.
Went over DIY Switch stuff.
Right? Yep, DIY Switch.
Valorant, right?
Yep.
We'll get into. It's funny because the two are connected. So Ninja.
Right? Wait, you sound very far away from your microphone.
Oh shit, it's over here. That's why. Thank you for.
I was like, yo.
I never would have even noticed that. So Ninja
I got you.
Was talking about his mixer numbers. Bijan, go ahead.
No, I mean his mixer numbers. So he was actually not talking about his numbers specifically. He was like,
I'm gonna pull up his channel right now while you're talking.
Yeah, please do. But he was saying, like he averages like 5,000, 6,000 on Mixer, and he would he was like, yeah, my records still stand on Twitch, which is true. But I think he was making the argument that Mixer is maybe a fundamentally different platform, which, like, sure, but he was implying that Mixer maybe wanted to stay small and maybe wanted to kind of like, not be a Twitch competitor, which I do not agree with. I don't think he's right. I mean, I understand, like, that man jumped to Mixer for reported like $50 million, something ridiculous
over 5 years.
Over 5 years, which is $10 million a year, which actually I think is in line with like top streamers going.
Which is why he's not streaming right now, because he has guaranteed money in his pocket.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I will say I don't think Twitch necessarily supported him as well as they might have been able to.
Yeah, I mean, Twitch was the only game in town for a while, like only real game.
Right. And it's like, like when you're streaming that much and streaming to that many people for so long, it really does fuck with you. Like, I don't know, it's hard to keep up that level of engagement and keep your audience interested, etc. And also play a game at at a high level. Like Ninja is like not a pro Fortnite player by any means, but he's pretty good at the game, right?
Yeah, no, he's definitely in the top percentile of gamers.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I think, I don't agree that Mixer's trying to do something different, but I do agree that like more streamers should be taking deals like Ninjas if they're offered them, because honestly, like, it's hard to stream, and having the peace of mind that you can take a vacation whenever you feel
Yeah,
like it is
yeah.
really nice.
Before we continue with that, Slam, I'm
Yes.
pretty sure this is Zeno from Slam Gaming, said, "Take off your shirt or your hat." I'm not doing that, man. I gotta keep this teen rating
Yo,
on Twitch, bro. What do you think this is? That's
take
rated
off
M for
hat.
mature.
Show
No,
hair, sweetie.
hell no, hell
Sweetie,
no, no,
sweetie,
no.
sweetie, show hair,
We
sweetie.
never show the head. That doesn't happen. I cover my head from God. Get out of here. Okay, so going back to that. So as you said, yeah, like he can take a break whenever he wants, and that was the big
Yeah.
issue with being on Twitch. You know, they created the phrase ABS, which is just a play on everything. Always be streaming, just like always be closing from Glengarry Glen Ross.
Thank you.
Always be streaming, and literally people just had to stream all the time, because if you're not
All the
streaming, you're
time.
not making money. There was no guaranteed money there unless you had big brand deals with people. And you know, as time had gone on, people had developed that kind of relationship, and you know, Ninja got his life back, as he said.
I feel like we're getting meta here a little bit.
I mean, it was fine. Let's get fucking meta. Let's talk.
No, I don't want to. No.
We don't talk about meta. Why you always want to run away from the good shit? Like you always want to just run away from the stuff that means something. Anyway, so none of these people moved over to these platforms for numbers, and they knew that. Besides the number that mattered, the number in their pocket.
Well, the other thing is, like, we'll see. We've seen these deals slow down already. Like they're like last summer and through the beginning of this year, there were a bunch of streamer deals. A bunch of stuff was announced, and it's slowed down because now people are like, the services, those platforms are waiting to see if they get a return on their investment. Like that's the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's like,
of course.
Does this help us? And there are some signs it does. Like I've been reading the quarterly reports from like Stream Elements, Arsenal, GG, whatever, and they're like, like Facebook gaming is up like 200%, YouTube gaming is up like 200%. Like people are like, it is really working, but like
working in what sense? Because just because you have an influx in, I mean, okay, Mixer, perfect example. They got Ninja, they got Shroud. Right now, Shroud is streaming out of the two gods. Shroud is at, what is he at right now? I miss Shroud. He's at about 6,000 viewers on Mixer, right? Yeah, you got 6,000 viewers from Shroud, but Shroud was getting anywhere north of 50,000 viewers every day. So only 6,000 of those 50,000 plus viewers came over, if any of them came over. And these people were just waiting for Shroud to come on Mixer. Like it's I don't necessarily understand. It's like with the Overwatch League, right? It's like you spent $25 million, maybe even $30 million in your first year to recoup your investment off of people wanting to watch the Overwatch League competitively. Like, I guess the money play is you make money off of ads and companies wanting to advertise on those people channels. But like, do you really, like, if I'm Coca-Cola, am I really advertising on Ninja's Mixer stream that only has 6,000 viewers when it's like an advertise on Batman who has like 40, 50,000 right now?
Right. So Slam asks, Facebook Gaming is doing well. Facebook Gaming is doing well based on their numbers from before.
Yeah, I mean, they had really small numbers.
Not the same thing as success. Also, I think this is Gabriel Del Rio, PR person to the Esports Legends. He's saying they pay because they can't afford to lose their talent. The brand is dependent on their talent, and the brands are worth the investment. I think that's also true. Like that's the other calculation here.
Yeah. But also, Twitch didn't give a fuck, because if that was the case, they would have kept all their. I mean, they lost their two biggest people, right? They lost Shroud and they lost Ninja, who were pretty much the face of Twitch for like the last year before like Doc had his little controversy thing going on. Like they took that spot. And they lost those people. Then you lost Disguised Toast, like, went the head of offline TV.
Facebook,
went to Facebook. People were like, oh, well, Disguised Toast is only getting 1,000 viewers now. And I always try to communicate to people that it doesn't matter, because at any given time, they can go live on Twitch when their contract is up and they don't want to do it anymore, and they will get all their viewers back, because it's all gonna fucking break the internet. Oh my God, Disguised Toast is back. Oh my God, Ninja's back. Oh my God, Shroud's back.
Wait, also Gabriel was pointing out, Mixer elevated the pricing wars.
Yes, Ninja. They added a premium.
That's the thing, and that's why YouTube Gaming is also getting all these people, because they have the deep Google pockets.
Oh, infinite money, more money than God.
Yes. Also, we could. Gabe, do you mind if we take a quick break? I think we have a guest. I want to make sure that we can do this right.
Can we toss to a break? Can we get some elevator music? Zoom.
We're gonna get. So coming up, we're gonna get some analysis about how Netflix is worth more than Disney.
There you go. Let me
Which this fits with the streaming wars theme. Yeah, this episode, the streaming wars.
Oh, she's playing the intro again.
Oh, the intro is coming back. Hello, everybody.
She teased me hard. Bijan,
hello, everybody. We're back.
Who do we have? Who's the surprise guest?
Thank you so much for bearing with us. It wasn't a surprise guest. This was in the run of show, but today we have the Verge's resident Netflix junkie and Disney obsessive, Julia Alexander. She Julia, hello, talk to us.
Hey, talk to us. Let's make sure you're there.
There she is. She's coming in live from wherever she is. But the mouse has been unseated. Netflix is worth more than Disney, which is wild to me. Julia, what the fuck?
It's like $2
Yeah,
million.
the mouse. Well, the mouse has been. Did you ever play Mousetrap, the board game, where you had to like build it? And it took way longer to build than it did to play. But like
No,
the whole
that's some
point of it
farm
was,
shit.
yeah, the whole point of the game was like to knock the mouse off his feet. That's essentially what's happened right now. Is that the House of Mouse was last year the unbeatable media entertainment giant. No one could touch them. When the coronavirus pandemic hit, nearly every single division, 95% of Disney's company got hit extremely hard. Most importantly, Disney's really boring business, but boring in that it's always been extremely safe and extremely profitable, was its parks business, its cruise line business, and those were the first to go when coronavirus hit. Then its studio business got hit. All of its movies that would make $1 billion at the box office no longer coming out. The only division at Disney that's growing in any way is its streaming service. But even then, because of the current pricing of the subscriptions, which is $6.99 a month, nets Disney maybe $2 for each subscription, and because of the fact that they're still building it, that there's no real profit from that sector yet, Disney just got hit hard, and they've lost almost all revenue stream. At the same time, Netflix's only revenue stream is people paying to watch stuff. And that's gone up so much around the world since people are stuck at home. And that's kind of where we're seeing happening, where Netflix for the first time hit an all-time high with their stocks yesterday, and in that same moment, they were valued at a higher number than Disney was, and that was kind of this really interesting moment in the quote-unquote streaming wars.
I mean, what the difference?
Can we take a minute to appreciate how perfect that answer was?
I mean, she had that shit fucking dialed in. It was like she had the fucking Carfax.
That was incredible.
I mean, the difference though between the two companies though is like, Julia, correct me if I'm wrong. It was like maybe like $2 or $5 million or $2 or $5 billion or something like that in valuation or whatever that may be. It didn't seem like it was a lot, because that's why it was so weird when they were saying, "Oh, Disney has been destroyed by Netflix," and you look at the number, you're like.
Right.
I feel like Disney can lose this money. Like, it's just like Disney prints money.
Well, so here's the question that I have, Julia. How is Disney in trouble? Like, how big is this?
This is the question. I think, to go back to what Gabe was saying, Gabe, you're 100% right. That's exactly it. It's this moment of like, they were like, the moment that all the headlines read as Netflix has, kind of usurps Disney, is really a lot taken, because they did in this moment. But there's so many things that go into it. If we think about Netflix as a company, Netflix has never made a profit. Like, Netflix is a company with $20 billion worth of debt that has that investors really love, because people use it. It is growing. It's a safe bet in a lot of ways still, Netflix, because it is continuing to grow, and they don't mind putting the money in right now as they figure it out, especially because direct to consumer streaming is still a weird playground. But Disney is in a moment where Disney, every single part of them is taking a beating. It's like thinking of Street Fighter when somebody's going on the offense and you just can't get your defense into lock. You're figuring it out. But then you come out at the end of it and you manage to get your KO. And I think that's what we'll see with Disney. Disney will figure it out along the way. They're already doing small things to kind of generate more revenue. ESPN, which they own, is looking to do more stuff. The ABC, which they own, is airing more specials with people from home. The movies, some will go to direct to Disney Plus to get subscribers. The thing that people have to keep in mind, which is what I'm trying to keep in mind, which is what Disney's executive team is trying to keep in mind, is that this will eventually end. And when it comes back, the question is, can Disney rebound? And the advantage Disney has is that Disney has its IP. Its IP is not going anywhere. And so Disney can continue to go, like, our movies are going to come out, we can still make movies, and these movies make $1 billion, and we create more revenue and profitability on the studio side. Bob Iger, who is the former CEO, current chairman, now maybe quasi both, no one really knows.
Bob is back.
Bob is back.
Let's go.
He told Barron's, a publication, and then the New York Times, that they could institute things like the parks like taking using thermometers to check for fevers, which sounds really off-putting when you think about it, except that 20 years ago you never had to check your backpack at Disney World when you went in. Now it's second nature. No one questions it. They like the idea that they can feel safer. So a thermometer check might actually be beneficial to them.
So maybe this is a weird analogy, but does that mean like Gabriel has pointed out that Netflix is a darling for speculators when profit and loss don't matter, but Disney is a diversified business, which makes it more durable. So is it like Disney's like Hearst, which has like, in addition to its magazines, a bunch of like cow farms and shit, and Netflix is Condé, which only has its magazines and its brand value?
That's an extremely good analogy and a very Bijan analogy. That's extremely good.
I'm thinking about cows, guys. That's it. I'm sorry.
But that's exactly it. Disney has its properties and you can't beat Disney on. Tonight there's a special happening and I was listening to a bunch of old Disney movie soundtracks and I was like, Disney has found a way to make The Lion King, which when it came out was $1 billion thing, into a $20 billion thing. Disney's very good at figuring out how to take the one thing that they do super well and exploiting it into a $100 billion kind of
I love the word exploiting it, not growing it.
I mean, is she wrong though? Wait, Julia, question for you. So the next question is like, okay, the other streaming thing that happened this week, Quibi.
Oh,
Quibi happened.
Quibi happened.
What's going on with it? I feel like
hold on 1 second.
What?
Have y'all all got your Quibi 3-month subscription?
Oh yes, of course. I got it specifically to subscribe to Polygon's speedrun show.
There you go. That's the plug.
Imbasco, Jimmy Mondel, everybody.
Our boy, he's got a 10-minute news show on Quibi where he's going into like hot takes that's going on like in the news, etc., in gaming. Just so you know, you can check it out. You get the next 3 months for free. But
every morning,
think the content. I don't know if you guys have dived into the actual content of Quibi.
God, no.
You think it's worth the price? Because like I personally feel like you're paying for a premium YouTube. That's not even like it's not enough.
Didn't YouTube premium shows fail? Like, wasn't that the whole thing?
YouTube Red. YouTube Red was terrible. My favorite quote ever is from their former. Actually, I think she's still there, but she used to oversee YouTube Red, Suzanne Daniels, and she at one point said, "YouTube Red is the future of this company because we want to work with Hollywood talent." 6 months later, that failed. A year later, CEO Susan Wojcicki steps on a stage and goes, "YouTube Red is a music streaming service," and the entire world or media world on Twitter went, "No, it's not."
I mean, it's
but now it is.
But it's crazy because with Quibi, like Quibi's plan, you get 2 plans. Like when Hulu first came out, right? Hulu was practically free, and then it didn't really cost that much for a while. And then eventually they implemented, the pricing plans, etc.
Right.
Quibi came out with two plans. You pay, I think it's $5 for ads, and then it's like $10 with no ads, which is just like, what the fuck?
That's the same thing. That's the same thing that Hulu did eventually. You're right.
Yeah, but at least Hulu gave you X amount of years essentially for free, where you could actually like build like some respect or trust and things. Same thing with Apple. They gave you a whole year free with Apple TV, right? Because
the other thing is like content. Well, they needed to build their audience, right? Because like Hulu needed to build its audience, but it already had all the IP. Apple's starting from a different position because it still had to create all of the IP that it has and that's in its library. Quibi is the same thing. Like Quibi is like the 3-month trial. They think that's enough time to get people hype about this thing. It has these shows that are just Hollywood rejects. I don't know. Julia, explain, please.
Apple and Quibi are really interesting because they went into this and said, instead of shelling out billions of dollars on licensing entertainment to bring people in to give them reason to stay here, which is what Netflix and Hulu did, we're going to go in straight to the originals and we're going to bring them into original IP.
Not going to pay for Friends.
Right. The thing that Hulu and Netflix had, the reason that Netflix could do at the time in 2012, the reason that Netflix could make the extremely rare $250 million unprecedented deal of a 2-season order for a show, and that was House of Cards, was because they had subscribers coming in to watch Friends in the office. They didn't have to worry about whether or not this failed. Quibi is interesting because Jeffrey Katzenberg, who is the co-founder, believes that if they have enough Hollywood talent and because it's on mobile where platform is king and therefore content is just the king maker, that they can get away with kind of building subscribers that way. But what they don't seem to realize is that the best parts of Quibi are the unscripted, absolutely insane mid-tier reality shows that people want to screenshot, GIF, and share.
But you can't even, this funny part, Julia said that, you can't even do any of those things on Quibi. They block out like...
Sorry, continue, Gabe.
Oh, no. I think we're going to say the same thing. I was going to say, it's just like, you can't even like share your favorite moments from the shows because they have like, at least on Apple phones, you can't screenshot, you can't screen record, you can't GIF anything. Like it's completely locked down. So like, which as we all know here, content takes a second life online, and that's how your show becomes a thing. It's from the memes, it's from the conversation, the funny moments people tune into.
And this happens with literally everything now. Like, that's the other thing. It's like them not allowing you to share this stuff socially, essentially, is like, why would you just shoot yourself in the knee? Like, why would you, like, it's one of those things where like every other property that has been like has generated any amount of hype has done so because of a social media thing that was organic or like marketing paid for it. But it's one of the, like, it starts there with people being able to share and participate, really, because that's the thing. Like, people want to participate in the culture around a show.
The thing that I to point it out before Twitch chat does, Netflix and Hulu and Disney also don't let you screenshot on your phone, mobile, Apple and Android. The difference is that they have desktop equivalents that do let you screenshot. So if I use myself as an example a lot when I talk about this type of situation, but I think it's true. When I watch Netflix or Disney Plus, I have captions on, and that's because I'm thinking while watching that I'm going to share this somehow, and the time and effort the time that I invest in watching something, I want to get invested back in social clout. And I think about this a lot in terms of content, because we're in such an oversaturated market, especially in the SVOD, which is subscription video on demand services area. You can't just be good anymore. People won't find you. You have to be shareable. And the prime example of that is Tiger King. Like, Tiger King is not a great documentary, but it is unbelievably
it's got character.
Like,
it's got everything.
And so Quibi, because Quibi doesn't have a desktop or a format, it's just on mobile, and because you can't screenshot, which is a common issue with streaming services in general, it's an anti-piracy measure, you have no way to share. And we saw it this week where the first viral Quibi clip happened because someone recorded it with another phone.
Right. Because they do have the viral potential because they're all ridiculous.
They are ridiculous. And I think if Quibi, the two things Quibi needs to be successful is, one, lean into the virability, because if you're a mobile app, you can't be unfriendly to mobile users, and that's how people use their phones. And two, you have to come down to a free market that's free tier that's ad supported. $5 for an ad supported tier is what I get with Hulu, and I get plus like 10,000 shows with that. Like, I also get everything.
You can watch Cowboy Bebop on that shit, man. You can't watch Cowboy Bebop on Quibi.
Ad supported on Quibi just means that you're getting the same kind of YouTube Red style shows, but now you have to sit through it with ads. At least YouTube Red, when you paid for YouTube Red, you didn't get ads with it. So that's the core issue, is they don't understand, I think, the relationship between what people are willing to spend and sit through ads on, or what they're willing to spend more to not get ads, relative to the content that they're getting and what they're doing with that content.
Right. So content, in the end, is king.
It's not platform. It's platform.
Julia, to get off all the acidic information, Julia, because this is a lot in the head, right? Let's bring it down to the body. What have you been doing in your quarantine?
Actually, I mean, really a lot of this, because it's my my job, and also like I'm someone like Bijan and I are very good friends, and I'm someone who will like be up at 2 a.m. tweeting like. So I've been thinking a lot about Viacom.
I see those tweets. I see those tweets when I wake up, and I'm always fading. I'm like, yeah, that's a good thought. And then I look at the timestamp, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Go to sleep.
But I've been watching a lot of Netflix. I'm working and just watch. I'm very fortunate to be able to work right now. So I've been working and watching a lot of Netflix.
Yeah, we're at work right now. Me and Gabe.
We are at work right now. Before we end the show, because we are approaching Bijan. You know, he only wants to do an hour. He's a person.
Hey! This is an open beta. We can do stuff.
All right,
but as I recall correctly, you had to
coming up at 9 p.m. That's why he wants us to end at 8.
No.
Julia, do you have any show recommendations right now for the fans at home?
He's throwing me under the bus.
Yeah, right, actually, I have 2. They're both foreign, but they both have like English. If you want to do English dub, I prefer English sub, but if you prefer English dub, you can get that. They're both on Netflix. One is Money Heist, which is from Spain, and the other is
that show's fire! That show is
it's so good. And the other one is a German show called something, I can't really name it, something Wave. It's about these teens who are like fighting fascism in Germany, but they also fall in love. Yeah, it's great. It's like both of them are phenomenal. I've been watching those.
Fanfic heavy. Also, Gabe, if I recall correctly, before we started the show, you were like, "Nah, I got to take a shit." So I feel like we should let you go do that. Everybody, thank you so much for coming. Julia, thank you so much for being our first guest on Super Late at 368. Catch us every Thursday at 7 p.m. on twitch.tv/368NYC. Also, Gabe, what is Super Late to you right now in this very moment?
Well, super late to me right now is this fucking chat right now with Grepka, Plasma, fucking Rajiv. They're talking shit, quoting me for all our Valorant games. So I guess super late is just the flame Gabe chat section right now. I think they're just having fun taking the frustrations. What happened?
Julia, what is 368 to you? What is super late at 368 to you?
Oh my
in this
God.
very moment?
It's just it's new age Adult Swim, but more interactive.
See, there we go. And that's the fucking money quote, folks. Thank you all for watching. I had to take us off the air. Take us off the air. Later.
Have a good one, guys. See you next Thursday.